are here to discuss about on the topic of India's roles in multipolar world. Today, many countries are becoming powerful. So India is trying to maintain good relationship with different countries. India wants to protect its own national interests, security and economically growth while becoming strong power globe.
I agree with chess plate number 29. This is justified by India's historical colonial experience, where in World War I and World War II, we spent our resources fighting for another country, and it was not beneficial for our national interests in any way. So, to this day, at present, our national foreign policy is dictated on the principle that our own resources will not be used in any way to satisfy the strategic necessities of other countries.
I agree with chess number 14 that neither country can afford from isolated from geopolitics. It is an important part for the world to be developed, and also India plays an important role in geopolitics, maintaining that strategic autonomy in the national interest and many more such as things as well.
I agree with chess number 15 as India has made the connections with the other country like Russia, USA, and with Russia and USA with defense, and we have taken many machineries from USA and Russia which help India to grow and just increase its GDP.
I agree with chess number 35 that from Russia will get military support, like our 60% of the technology we get from the Russia, like S-400 and many more, as Sukhoi 30 and many more, and in which that part is USA as well as the AI, autonomy and many more such as things. It is crucial for the development for a nation that participating in trades and many signed treaties like as Quads and Indo-Pacific region that to maintain the trade routes and stabilizing the trades.
I agree with chess number 15. Russia is a major partnership in defense technology and other partnership. Russia is a strategic India-Russia region, and Russia export petroleum, crude oil, and precious metals, stone, etc. And India import these precious metal and products from Russia because it is important for India's economy. I agree with chess plate number 22. Trade relations with all the countries have become a strategic necessity at the present. One more factor that supports our country's trade policy is strategic autonomy, which refers to the strategy where we build good relations with all the countries and are more focused on issue-by-issue alliance rather than being a part of one bloc. As in one issue, we might be aligning more with the Quad against mitigating the issue of Chinese aggression and dependency, but on the other hand, we still have bustling trade relations with China, which is condemned by the US. But we do not take the direct blow hit of it. We are reducing the trade dependency gradually. This speaks about India's autonomy in its own decisions and its sovereign nature in itself.
I agree with just number 40 that India has a crucial trade with China, like 151 billion approx, and it is also mandatory that our border disputes are currently going on with China, but also as well as US has taken a major support as the 140 billion trades is also going on with US as well as we also maintain this decorum for the trade, that we can gradually slow down the process of our imports and gradually increasing of the exports to maintain the development.
I agree with chess plate number 15, but strategic autonomy comes with its own limitations. For instance, the recently passed Israel and Russia sanctions from the US forced New Delhi to pose further sanctions on the crude oil import from Russia. As a result, balancing our good relations with all the countries becomes a necessity at the present. And
I agree with chess number 14. India and Russia has that relationship
and India. If you talk about the India-Russian relationship, in which India is dependent for the defense, critical minerals, and there are so many stuff in which India is dependent in the Russia. So if we talk about the India-USA relationship, it is dependent also on the defense, critical minerals, technology, and AI, in which USA plays an important role for the India to development.
I agree with chess plate number 39. Another big factor that India is emerging as the leader of Global South in several UN mission meetings And in the G20 presidency back in 2023, India joined the African Union as a permanent member, and it often mitigates the issue of global south, which has been often neglected by the global north, such as climate justice and free and fair pharmaceuticals and loans.
With just number 40, that India is increasing gradually their dominance in the Indo-Pacific region, not as suddenly, because we have seen that the recent war in Russia and Ukraine, and all, as well as USA and Israel, that the practice is going on. So the 3 ships of the Iran is currently practicing in the Indo-Pacific region. When they are crossing our borders, the USA attack on them and sink them into the ocean. It is prohibited that India doesn't raise any voice in the geopolitics.
I agree with chess plate number 15. Speaking of Israel-Iran war, several Indian-flagged ships were allowed to pass through the Strait of Hormuz unharmed because of our non-hostile relation with both the countries. This is one leverage of strategic autonomy.
I agree with chess number 14. Bilateral trade record travel around $68.7 billion. Now, both the countries decided around $100 billion by 2020 to grow their nation.